What's up, everyone? We hit 5,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who subscribed and supported me. I couldn't get this far without you. So to celebrate, I said I'd make a Q&A video. Now let's get down to it. The Hatter03 asks, how old are you? What is your name and where do you come from? My name is Anthony Izzy. I'm 28 and I still live in Connecticut. My family is from Italy, which I so want to visit someday. Rezzy the Hedgehog asks, what do you like in Sonic? I like the signature personality of the characters, the world, and, in a sense, the gameplay. Sonic is so different from other franchises since the beginning. He's got this positive, do what I feel like attitude without being irritating, and I know this can be difficult to pull off right, but Sonic did it and he made it look easy. And the other characters, there's such a wide range of personality and just everyone feels different from each other. And with dozens of characters like this, again, it's difficult to do, but they did it with flying colors. There are characters that quiet kids can relate to, brainy kids, well-meaning kids. I remember when I was a little kid, I was reading Disney Adventure magazine. You've probably never heard of it. And they had a short article on Sonic Adventure when it was coming out for the Dreamcast. And in the article, they went over the 6 main characters, their age, their likes and dislikes. I've never seen this before, and I want to know more of these characters. So those are a few things I like in Sonic. KB Jones 37 asks, what are your thoughts on the new Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Do you plan on making more TMNT videos in the future? I've only seen one episode of Rise of Ninja Turtles, and it's not for me. I like the animation. I don't think it's a bad show. It is intentionally a 2010s hyperactive cartoon. There are a lot of jokes about selfies and all this stuff, but it doesn't click with me. I'm sure a lot of people like it, and good for them. I don't want to ruin anything. Like, you like this? You suck. I'm not like that. And yes, I'd love to make more Ninja Turtles videos. I've been meaning to make one on Leonardo for a while. The thing is, I need footage from the 2012 series, and I don't have that on DVD. When this outbreak is over, I am so buying every volume of the 2012 series. Some people think that Leo is this smug, authority wannabe leader, and no, he's not like that. The 2007 movie TMNT, it made him look bad. I don't like that movie for how they treated Leo. And a couple episodes, maybe three episodes in the 87 series, they did the same thing with Leo. And most of the time, he's humble. He's the easygoing leader. He doesn't say, do this or else. No, he plans with the turtles. He fights with them. He doesn't see himself as better than them. He always wants to improve himself because he's so enthusiastic of martial arts and Bushido. That's what I love about Leo. That's why he's my favorite turtle. And some people think being a leader means you have to be a stick in the mud. You have to be mean or all this stuff. Someday when the outbreak is over, I'm so making a video on Leonardo. Also, Donatello, Michelangelo, I love to make videos about those two as well. TD Sonic asks, apart from Sonic, what other gaming franchises do you like? Kingdom Hearts is my overall favorite video game franchise. I remember when I first caught wind of it, I was watching, well, now it's Disney Channel, but back then I think it was Zoog Disney. And there was this commercial, it went on for like 2 minutes. There's this kid who's sneaking into a top secret facility. He's got his camera. It's all on first person. And he sees a TV screen, and it's footage of Kingdom Hearts. I was watching it with my little brother, and back then, we didn't know what Final Fantasy was. We were super naive kids, so all we knew about it was Disney. We saw Tarzan, Donald Duck, Goofy, and we're like, we gotta play this. We got a PlayStation 2 the following Christmas, 2002. Kingdom Hearts was one of our first PS2 games, and we loved it. We loved the tutorial on the beach. We loved the characters. It was a good first impression, starting off slow. Kids on the beach, and at the same time, there's Zawl and Goofy, and they're in a giant castle. The longer the game went on, the more intense it got, and we were hooked. And yes, I played Kingdom Hearts 3, and I loved it. It was such a satisfying conclusion to this saga. Seeing all these characters get together and fight for their lives. And in a way, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like a Disney movie in itself. The graphics are on par with today's CG movies. I was so happy to see the Toy Story world, and how everything went so well. And Metal Gear, I mentioned that Metal Gear is one of my favorite video game franchises when it made top 13 Metal Gears. Metal Gear Solid 4 is my all-time favorite game. I'm not saying it's the best Metal Gear game ever, it's my personal favorite. I remember playing it when I was in high school. I never played a Metal Gear game before this, so I was so confused during all this, but I didn't care. I loved what was going on. The gameplay was so addicting, the story just made me want to know what happens until it ends. I love the conversations through codec with Snake and Otacon. And Metroid. Absolutely Metroid. I love Metroid. Metroid Prime 3 is one of my favorites. It is my favorite Metroid game. Come to think of it, my favorite games are usually good saga enders. So if you want to ask me anything about Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear, Metroid, I'm all ears. The Shapeshifter asks, how long have you been a Sonic fan and what made you want to make this channel? I've been a Sonic fan since I played Sonic Adventure 2 Battles multiplayer in 2002 at my cousin's house. I've always been hinted on Sonic before. I mentioned that I read the article on Sonic Adventure in Disney Adventure magazine, and I guess to be purely accurate, my first Sonic game was Sonic 3 on Tiger Electronic. Yeah, we had one of those. It wasn't until Sonic Adventure 2 where it made a big first impression on me. We were doing the snowboard racing down City Escape when it was covered in snow, and we just kept playing it. Every time I went over to my cousin's house, we would play Sonic Adventure 2. I loved that game. I want to know more of it. I was so hooked on Sonic. I was so pumped for Sonic Advance when I got my Game Boy Advance, and when I found out that Sonic Heroes was going to be on PS2, we got it right away. I don't care that the PS2 version is the worst. I loved playing it. And I made this channel because I hated how the characters were so misrepresented in the games and on other channels, misleading people. People think the memes define the characters. This has been going on, and memes, there's a point where they get so popular, they intrude the games. This happens to Batman. A lot of people see Batman as this cocky, full of himself superhero. Lego Batman is that. He is cocky. He is full of himself. I'm Batman. I'm the greatest. I always talk like this. LOL. Batman isn't like that. He's patient. He's calm. He's mature. This Batman isn't that. And it's like that with Sonic. All these memes, people online see Knuckles as an idiot, so let's go all the way with that in the games. People think Shadow hates friends. Put that in the games. I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to make this channel. And I was going to make it better than my first YouTube channel, Mr. Retrospective. Those videos went on for way too long and the quality was bad. A big inspiration for this channel was Sonic Dissected by Roger Vanderweed, and Rubia Blue's reviews of retrospective videos on the adventure games. By the way, you gotta check those out. AsletBX asks, favorite obscure video game? I'm not sure how obscure this is, but it doesn't get that much attention, so Tak and the Power of Juju, followed by Tak 2 Staff of Dreams and Tak and the Great Juju Challenge. Back in 2003, Nick Games had a brand new character, not based on a cartoon, a pure video game character, Tak. He's this villager who goes on a quest to, at first, he's just an errand boy of a shaman, and he's gonna heal the mightiest warrior of Pupununu village who's been turned into a sheep like everyone else. He gets to summon these Juju, these deities who help him on his quest, and they're all silly. There's Rob Paulson as a skeleton who loves partying, the two-headed Juju who are always bickering with each other, a small dinky Juju who hates when people talk about his size or tell him he's cute, and the cage Juju who's a scary monster always stuck in a cage. And you interact with them, and the world feels so colorful and mystic, and the game is fun. You have these unique weapons like the bow staff that lets you reach large distances, and you have a spirit rattle, which is a stick with a turtle shell into it that lets you utilize magic. The game can get challenging, but it doesn't cross the line. And the voice acting is fantastic. Jason Marsden as Tak. If you played Final Fantasy XIII too, he's Noel Kryce. And Jason is great as Tak. And Patrick Warburton as Locke. I love Patrick in this game. Locke is one of my favorite of his performances. He is a little bold and in such an endearing way. And when you first meet him, he's trapped in a balloon. You gotta see for yourself. And Tak 2, is a more linear adventure where Tak is a little older, and he gets more weapons, he gets more powers, and you got more Juju to talk with, like the belly Juju. He's this big fat guy in Hawaiian shorts, and he always talks through his mouth, like his beer gut. He's using his hands to make the belly button move, and that is the mouth. The head up top is stupid. Pay no attention to him. He has no mind. The dream world just feels otherworldly because it's supposed to. I'm a sucker for games that are set in dreams. Mario & Luigi Dream Team, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. And Tak 2 is another clever game with dreams in it. And Tak and the Great Juju Challenge, it is more comedic. It's less serious than Tak 2. But it is so much fun since you get to play as Locke in it for most of the game. And the cutscenes are so well animated, so funny. You gotta look these up, or better yet, play the games for yourself. The first cutscene will get you hooked, where Locke takes advantage of the fact that they can't fall to their deaths. Every time they fall off a platform, they respawn back up, and Locke abuses it. So I love the first 3 Tak games. David Fathom asks, can you elaborate on your feelings about Sonic 06? You seem to have a pretty interesting take on it, but I've only heard bits and pieces of it. Edit. Also, did you think this channel would be dominated by Sonic content when you started it? When I first heard of Sonic 06, I had never been so pumped for a game to come out at the time. It's Sonic in these new consoles, and it looked big and epic. I so wanted it to be good. The trailers were cool. You got Lawrence Fishburne narrating, "This is the world of Sonic." And there's a trailer, the opening cutscene where Sonic is doing a homing attack on the egg gunners. He uses his toe to knock one off, and in the trailer, they added a ding and a cartoon effect, like ding. In the game, it's like a big clunk. I love seeing that. And seeing City Escape in the trailers was so cool. I really wanted to play it. I heard the game performed badly. And I know, it is the most hyped I've been for a game at the time. So I didn't play Sonic 06 until years after it came out, where I'm fully aware of what went wrong. So when I did my playthrough in 2018, I honestly didn't have a bad time. I know, a few things bothered me. I hated Silver's Dusty Desert. The ball puzzle was so unnecessary. I can't believe I got through there without any glitches. And I hate Iblis Phase 2, where you have to stand there and wait and wait and wait, and you gotta do it twice. That sucks. But most of the time I had fun. Kingdom Valley is my favorite stage in the game, mostly for Sonic and Silver. It has some of the best platforming, some of the most awe-inspiring spectacle when you're jumping from cathedral to cathedral, and you shoot up and you see everything below you, and using Silver's psychokinesis to knock old buildings over and use them as platforms. And the Mach Speed section where you're running in between 2 giant waterfalls and pillars are rising out and you gotta use them to bounce off of. And I think my jaw dropped. It looks so beautiful. This ambition, this is what I want for a new Sonic game. I know, 06 is a terrible game, but I have so much respect for what it wanted to be. When I started this channel, I figured that a lot of videos would be on Sonic. I should make videos on other stuff as well. It's just that there's so much I had to say. And I get a lot of requests for Sonic-related videos, and I want to talk about them. I should go over characters that get a lot of hate, like Princess Peach. I've been meaning to make a video on her as well. Back when I was a teenager, she was seemingly the most hated video game character, because she gets kidnapped every year. Peach is a sweet person. She doesn't deserve all that scorn. Tim Loveless asks, if not a YouTuber, what is your secondary dream job? Being a YouTuber isn't my primary dream job. My dream job is voice acting. I've taken 3 classes on Casting Call Club, and the instructors are so friendly, so wise. It's thanks to those classes, I now speak so much better than I did back then. I still have a long way to go. There are a few habits that I should get out of. Sometimes I mumble, I'm not getting my posture right. Voice acting is a hard job. You really have to fix yourself. The way you speak, the way you stand. You have to get all that right. It's a long road, but I'll get there. David Dinger asks, what is your favorite Sonic game, 2D and or 3D? My favorite 2D game, CD. I love Sonic CD so much. I first played it in high school, and yeah, I liked it. I love the animated cutscenes. I didn't fully understand the game until I replayed it in 2016 for the retrospective series, The Road to the Next Sonic Adventure, for my old channel. So I looked the game up, and turns out You had to find the robot generators in the past of each zone, destroy them to make a good future, or get all the time stones to bypass all that. And I dug deep in this game and I noticed the small details that made me love it even more. The way technology can be beneficial, not just cold and evil like how Eggman makes it seem. So things aren't simple, things aren't black and white. The people in Little Planet have such a spirit to them. They're so thankful for what Sonic has done. When you see his face thanks to the particle effects, it's the whole world thanking him. Sonic is so selfless and heroic in this game. He saves a planet that's not his home. He does it because it's the right thing to do. He rescues an annoying preteen girl because it's the right thing to do. He cares about people. And it shows that he isn't always smiling, always cocky. He can get a little irritated, but even then, he'll do the right thing. And the way the villains are treated, we see Eggman at his most evil and successful if the bad future happens. He won, he's ruling a planet, everyone is depressed, they're being brainwashed. In the final zone, the track, Metallic Madness Bad Future, in the Japanese version, there's this line, "You can't do anything, don't even try it." He's brainwashing these people like it's 1984. And Metal Sonic is the first villain to really one-up Sonic and make him feel powerless when he abducted Amy and Sonic can't save her at first. And when you race him in Stardust Speedway, it's so satisfying to beat this guy. And my favorite 3D game, Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 can't be topped. Sonic Adventure 2 is the best take on Sonic in 3D and the best story because everyone contributes. The supporting characters don't just stand there and do nothing. They're involved. Tails does something. Amy does something. Everyone is important. Everyone changes the course of the story. And we're always guessing, where does this lead? Aside from the story, I love the extra missions. These challenges that you do, you really need to perfect the abilities of these characters to get all A ranks. The game is so satisfying at the end. You unlock Green Hill Zone, you unlock these suits for multiplayer, and the Chow Garden. A fun break from all the action where you're just babysitting and raising a Chow. I love the hell out of Sonic Adventure 2. I'm not sure if it can be topped. I'd like to see a game try. Polyman asks, what do you think the next Sonic spin-off should be? Personally, I think it should be an RPG. I'm down with that. Sonic Chronicles was a so-so take on a Sonic RPG, but that doesn't mean the genre itself can't work. Hugo Flores asks, what do you think about Shadow being created with alien DNA? I always prefer to think that Gerald created him in base of the Supersonic Prophecy in Hidden Palace, and that he also created the artificial chaos from the Perfect Chaos Prophecy in Lost World. Now that I think about it, the Echidna tribe really linked the games together. If you could, would you erase Shadow, the game, from the chronology? I always enjoy your videos, sorry for my English. I don't know what you're talking about, your English is great. Yeah, Shadow being made with Black Doom's blood, it felt unnecessary. We already know that the Bio-Lizard was the prototype, Gerald worked out the bugs, and he got Shadow, the perfect ultimate life form. We didn't need Black Doom's blood. It felt like Sonic Team really wanted a Darth Vader character in a Sonic game. In that confrontation, when Black Doom's going, "You have been made with my blood," might as well say, "No, I am your..." You get the idea. And yeah, that mural in Hidden Palace. The prophecy where Sonic fights the Doomsday mech at the end of the game. Sure, Gerald found it, and he said, I'm gonna make something based on this. Maybe the Bio-Lizard was based on the Doomsday mech, and that didn't work, so he looked to the Golden Warrior right next to it. I'm gonna try this now. The alien blood, we didn't need that. And would I erase this game from the chronology? In a heartbeat. I don't like the story in this game, mostly because of how the characters were written. Shadow feels like a robot designed to be what people think he's like. Oh, he's a bad guy, so make him this. And the game has the same problem with Sonic Forces. Everyone is too dependent on the main character. Shadow is the only one who does stuff. The Chaotix find an old file on Gerald, and that's it. Sonic doesn't fight back. Knuckles doesn't fight back. Rouge, Omega, Amy, none of them do anything. They need Shadow to do everything. It's like that in Forces. The Resistance don't do crap. They need Sonic to make the first big change. These characters are fully capable of handling things themselves. I hate when you make them dependent. And we didn't need this game for Shadow to find answers on his past. After Heroes, Rouge tells Shadow what his backstory is. Why didn't she tell him anything at first? It makes no sense. Hawkboy asks, what's your favorite video you've made? That would have to be Shadow the Hedgehog is not an edgelord. It's the first video I made in my vocal booth. We just finished building it, me and my dad, and this is the first video I'm gonna make. It got me the most views, and people mention that the most when they acknowledge me on Twitter, and I am proud of that. There are a couple things I would change in that video. For one, I sounded too angry at some parts. I don't want to sound like that. It can be unprofessional. And I mumbled a few words. Still, I'm glad I made it. I hate how Shadow's written in recent games. And there's thoughts on 2010 Sonic games with Ruby of Blue. It's my first collab ever. And again, a few things I would change. I should have recorded it better. I didn't know you can't record on Discord. We should have used Zoom or Skype. We recorded everything on Audition on my computer alone, and his volume was so low I had to raise it up. And whenever he talks, you can hear me drinking water. Like, you can hear my digestive system. Ugh. Live and learn, right? Dragon Drayson asks, what is your opinion on IDW's depiction on Sonic characters in comic book series? I've only read the first 2 volumes. Overall, yeah, I think they do a good job. Ian Flynn gets these characters, and I want him to write for these games. Sega, hire Ian Flynn as a writer for the games. He gets it. Everyone, for the most part, feels in character. It was so refreshing to see Tails and Knuckles like this, the way they should be, after all these games just didn't have what I wanted to see out of them. I like the new characters, Tangle and Whisper. They seem pretty cool. The reason I don't read them as much is I'm aware of Sega's strict mandates. There can't be any humans besides Eggman, and Shadow has to be an edgelord. The first time we see him, he's got this exaggerated, angry look. I'm gonna kill Eggman. I don't need to see that. I'm sure the comics as a whole are good. It's just, it doesn't all click with me. Eguy Igbin asks, why do you hate Sonic Colors? I don't hate Sonic Colors overall. The game itself does look pretty, and it's harmless. It's just that I'm sick of how it's used as the model for every game to follow in terms of gameplay or writing. There's no energy, the cutscenes are boring as hell. The characters just stand there making bad jokes for 3 minutes straight until finally the stage starts, and there's no urgency at the end because the characters are always shoving in jokes. I know, Sonic is cocky, but not in an exaggerated meta tone. And Eggman sucks here. I don't care that he's the final boss. You don't have to be the final boss to be a credible villain. Eggman always throws a fit and whines over and over again. The thing that bothers me the most is how people see this as the game we want. This is what we want to see. Something so basic, so simple, so uninspiring. This has been called the best Sonic game ever made for what's not in it. It doesn't deserve all the praise it gets. I'm sorry. For those of you that like it, I'm sorry. I'm just saying why I don't like it. Thomas Moreira, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, asks, I'm gonna go for a generic one. If you had the opportunity to write any Sonic media, be it a game, a comic, or whatever, what kind of story would you go for? Who would be mainly featured? I'd go with an OVA or animated short about Blaze the Cat in her home dimension. There's only one game where we visit her world, Sonic Rush Adventure. And I love traveling her world. It's one reason why Sonic Rush Adventure is my favorite handheld Sonic game. I'm sure there are other civilizations there. It has Eggman Nega, so there are humans there as well. We could explore the Soul Emeralds more. Her world could have its own mythos. I want to know more of it. A Kirby Obsessi asks, is the opposite of yeehaw no-haw or haw-yee? It'd have to be no-haw. It sounds like the negative counterpart to the positive yeehaw. I won the lottery! Yeehaw! I'm $1 million in debt! No-haw! And the final question. Reviewer and gamer with no budget asks, what would you rather have from the new Sonic game? Sonic Adventure Remake or something new? Brand new game. We already have Sonic Adventure and there are plenty of mods improving it, so yeah, new game. A brand new full 3D game that shows respect to the franchise and the fans. It's time. It's way past time. So thank you for your questions, everybody. Thank you for 5,000 subscribers. And let's hope there will be more. Thanks for listening. Till next time.